Welcome today and welcome back to Tribe Talk. I'm your host, Arithia Charge, and joining us today is Mr. Wane Hails. Welcome, Mr. Wane.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Tell me a little bit about your company.
All right. I'm the president and publisher of the Courier Eco Latino newspaper. We're celebrating 20 years this year.
Awesome.
We started in 2005, and you know, like any entrepreneur, you've got some ups and downs, but you know what? I'm still here.
And that's great that you're still here in the community, because you become a staple of the community, like putting like the articles together that brings the community close together, keep everybody informed. So what would you tell a young entrepreneur as they are getting started with their business?
You know what? I got this 4 bones thing, you know. You have to have a funny bone.
Yes, sir.
Because people, they're gonna throw stuff at you all the time, and you're gonna have to just laugh it off. You're going to have what I call a backbone, because sometimes you just got to straighten up. It's going to be all right, you know. And then, of course, you've got to you got to get up off your tailbone. Okay, yes, that's the bottom line. You got to get up off your tailbone, man, because you know, people think as an entrepreneur, you can go to work when you want to, you know, do whatever. But man, you got to get up and get it every day, because you know, if you don't sell it, you don't eat. So you got, you know, again, the bottom line is you got to get at it every day. But I tell people all the time, you find your passion, find your paycheck. You find something that you love to do, that you get up every morning, you do it for free if you had to. You find that thing, whether it's singing, whether it's dancing, whether it's drawing, whether it's graphic design, you know, whatever it is, if it's something that you will do for free, then that's your paycheck. And then, you know, because you'll never make as much as you think you should make in anything.
No.
But if you if you work at something that you really want to do, you'll always be rich.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's what they call the sweet spot, because when you figure out what you're naturally gifted at, you learn how to get a paycheck, you're going to enjoy doing it, you're going to be a lot better at it. So, and that's what hopefully everybody finds, and it seems like you're pretty passionate about what you're doing.
Man, I love it, man. You know, and when you start out, like for me, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's a definitely great way to be. Now, also too, like when people see your magazine or when people see your newspaper, what do you want them to take away from reading every article?
The fact that our articles about why it's important to the Black and brown community. We only do local news, you know, because you know the way news is now, man. It's people can get it on their phone, but people don't get local news on their phone. And then the other thing is we print the truth. So one thing I want people to know, if it's printed in my paper, you can guarantee it's truth, because we've done our footwork. So that's the main thing. You know, we call ourselves your source for truth. And you know, we've been sued, but they've dropped the suit because it was facts. So you know, it's been fun, man. I'm telling you, it's been a fun 20 years.
Definitely. Well, I'm looking forward to you having another 20 years of success.
Me too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, also too, I know with so much going on in social media or what have you, how do you stay connected to today's generation through your news?
Well, you know, that's what we're trying to do here. And I know you've got some great students here.
Yes.
I've spoken to Miss Jones, and the fact is we need some of y'all young people, because look, I'm 69 years old, and I do the paper by myself. I need somebody that knows something today. You know, things have changed, you know, over the years. And so what the kids are going through now, what they're interested in now, what they want to hear about now, I don't know that. You know, so I need that youthfulness, and that's how you grow. It's just like in church, you know, some preachers say they love to hear a baby crying because that means there's some youth in the church. It's the same for me. You got to have young people who might want to get into the newspaper. I've got a son who lives in New York. He doesn't want to come here. So it's just me right now. So if I can find some young people that can help out, you'd be surprised. If you have that passion for news, I'm looking for people like that, and young people especially. So that's what I'm looking for. If we do a thing where we do a Courier Kids magazine each year where we deal with that. And then we used to do a newspaper where we would have young people do the news. And for all of the elementary and middle schools, we gave them badges, so they were reporters, and they sent us the information. We printed the newspaper for them. So a teen talk type thing is what I'm looking at, where young people can come and question people around the community. You know, they need to question adults, because we sit up in our high horse thinking we know everything, and then wonder why the kids don't come to us. It's like, man, you way out of order. You know, I've got grandkids, and they call me 6'7". I'm like, what is 6'7"? What that mean? That's a new thing that they doing. All these new things. So I'm just blowing me away, man. See, and so I don't have a clue. They can, hey, granddad, 6'7". I'm like, no, I'm 6'1". So anyway, but those type of things I just need to know. So you got to have young people around you to keep you grounded and let you know what's going on in the community right now.
Definitely. And now also to like the last question, I know we're going to get ready to wrap up here shortly, but what would you tell, what would the old you tell the young you? What bit of advice would you give?
Man, look, I would just tell me, you never know everything that I've learned over the years has brought me to what I'm doing today.
Yes, sir.
I DJ on the side. When I was in school, I used to DJ. And so now I'm the morning guy on AM 1340, 94.1 WOKS. And I do a radio show on Saturdays, a stroll down memory lane with Wayne. Well, I did that years ago. Who knew that I'd be getting paid for it now here in Columbus, Georgia? I worked for the YMCA, came here to Columbus in 1990 as the director of the A.J. McClung YMCA. I didn't know anything about newspapers. I didn't even know how to turn on a computer. I never used a computer when I started my newspaper.
Wow.
I'll tell you a funny story. When I was in high school, everybody was taking typing. And I said, man, that's for girls. I ain't taking no typing. Got to college and everything had to be typed. I had to pay somebody to do my typing. Man, so you never know what a giant's counsel told me once, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have.
Definitely.
So what I tell my younger self, man, you better get together and soak in everything. Pay attention to what you're doing now because you never know when you'll need it down the road.
Definitely. And that is some great advice. And I know before we get out of here, like if you'll let everyone know how to follow you and where they can stay up to date with what you're doing and also your newspaper.
All right. You can reach me at couriernews.org. You can subscribe to our paper for free. You go to couriernews.org. We got a subscribe thing. You just type in your email address and your name, and it'll come to you every time we publish. And we publish now that we're digital. We're no longer printing. We're publishing stuff every day.
Okay, awesome. Now, for those of you who want to follow, make sure you follow along and stay up to date with what's going on in the local Columbus area. And thank you again for following us and watching us on Triad Talk. I'm your host, Arithia Sarge, and this is Mr. Wayne.
Thank you.